Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this session on delivering personalized loyalty. I was going to introduce myself, but Betty did such a great job, we can get going. So before I really get into things, for those who are not as familiar with The Vitamin Shoppe, we are an omni-channel specialty retailer and lifestyle wellness brand. We serve up trusted products, services, and guidance to our customers on their lifelong wellness journeys. And our mission is to help our customers achieve their best selves however they define it. And how we bring that to life is through our three brand pillars: quality, innovation, and expertise. The quality of the private label products we serve up to our customers, the way in which we are constantly trying to innovate and stay at the forefront of trends in the lifestyle wellness space, and the expertise specifically from our in-store employees known as our health enthusiasts, who I'm sure for anyone here who has been to a Vitamin Shoppe in person can attest to that. So additionally, we have our loyalty program, Healthy Awards. And before I get into where we are now and where we're going, I wanted to provide a little bit of context around where the program has been. So starting in April 2019, we relaunched the program from a flat monetary one where you shop, you earn a point for every dollar you spend. At the end of each quarter, those points get turned into a cashback award, and any extra points vanish. Not exactly very customer friendly. So in April of 2019, we relaunched the program to introduce 3 new tiers: bronze, silver, and gold, and customers earn more points as they move up in tier. Additionally, we introduced flexible rewards, allowing our customers to set their reward threshold to be auto-issued at a given rate. And additionally, we were able to create a robust omni-channel promotional calendar: bonus points offers, in-store exclusives, tier-specific offers, any number of new promotions we previously didn't really share out with our loyalty members. And lastly, we were able to introduce a number of life cycle communications. So these are these emails that go out to our customers at those crucial moments in their year-to-year life cycle, loyalty journey. And so just to step through a few of them, this first one on the left here is our silver tier encouragement email. So a customer is within a certain spend threshold of reaching silver tier. Our goal is to reach them at the right point, encourage them to reach silver tier, and below the fold we highlight some of the perks of the tier, and it's a very straightforward communication. The next one we have is our gold tier achievement. This goes out to our customers when they hit gold tier for the first time. As you can see, we include an exclusive offer that is only available to our gold customers as a sort of congratulations. And then similarly, below the fold, we highlight the perks of reaching gold status, earning more points, exclusive offers, in-store events, and more. Now on the right here, we have 2 communications that are both tied to points and awards. The top one is our silver gold points burn email, which I like to call a little nudge. It's when a customer has enough points to earn a cashback award, but they're set at a higher threshold. So it's a nice way to kind of go to the customer and say, hey, just by the way, you do have enough points right now for a $5 or $10 award if you'd like to go convert those points and go shop it. It's a way to remind customers of the value of their points and hopefully potentially encourage that incremental purchase that they might not have otherwise made. And then lastly, we have, very simply, our award available email. A customer has earned a cashback award, we send them a communication, email, SMS, push. And so, overall, this relaunch has been extremely successful. We saw a 56% raise in attached sales to our awards as a result. But, as with anything, and as was mentioned on some of the earlier presentations, obviously customer needs and wants shifted, especially post-2020. And so the question was, how can we make sure we're putting together as curated, as personalized, as interesting an experience for our loyalty members, while also thinking about the fact that privacy is now more important than ever? And given that, how do we collect that zero-party data so we can then in turn go to these members with that curated experience? That's where it brings us to our 2022 program refresh. Not quite a full relaunch, but we still wanted to make sure we made it sound significant enough. And so in late October 2022, we sort of not quite relaunched, but introduced a number of engagement points earning activities through a third-party vendor, which now allows us to reach customers in between their transactions. I don't know how many of you shop in the health and wellness space. Me personally, I buy my tub of protein and then I don't need to be bothered for the next 3 months. So the question then is, how do you get Brett, the customer, to engage with the brand, to want to shop on a more frequent basis? And that can hold, we're expecting that to come through our engagement activities. So as you see here on this lovely graphic, we have in the top right the make a purchase stop. So you've made a purchase, great. Now what do we do to engage with the customer? We have activities that, it's tell us your birthday and earn points. Sign up for our SMS program and earn points. Download the app and earn points. Answer a survey, to answer a poll question. Any number of activities we have that not only get us the information we need so we can in turn share that with internal teams, share that out with the customer through curated content, but also get points in customers' accounts. So you think about it, a customer makes a purchase, say they're only 30 points away from reaching their cashback award. Hopefully, along this journey, they're getting to that award and then hopefully then making that incremental purchase they otherwise wouldn't have made. Because the big thing is, before this, if a customer wants to get to their award, they'd have to shop to do so. So now that we're getting them to that award earlier, the hope is we generate that incremental purchase, we get customers understanding the value of these points, we get them coming back and engaging with the brand more consistently in between those transactions they're making. Additionally, we were able to create what we call our reward center. So this is the top of the page, which is really a one-stop shop for everything loyalty. It's got the customer's tier status. In the top right there, it has their tier progress annually to either maintain or reach the next tier. We call out if they have available cashback awards and their value, their points balance, and their points progress dynamically towards their own set award threshold. Now here we have some of our points earning activities. So this specifically, these were some of the activities we had live in the month of March of this year. And the things I want to point out here are that you look at the first activity, it's a survey on how's your energy and brain health. And this was a monthly theme at the company at the time, because our goal is, we don't just want to go out there with any activities and go out to customers just asking them whatever. We want to work with our internal teams. So we're, making sure any monthly themes we have on a month-to-month basis are being pulled through these activities. And so you look at the next two activities here. These were tied to our month-long Battle of the Brands promotion, which is something we run every year in March. And the goal was really raise awareness, drive customers to the specific landing pages tied to the promotion, and get them engaging with that there. And then lastly, we had a watch video activity that was tied to a product launch. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Paddy the Baddy, the UFC fighter, but very funny video about a product he launched with us back in March. And so additionally, as I mentioned previously, we have these surveys that we are conducting on a month-to-month basis. Here, we have a sustainability survey we ran in April, and then the other survey is a body care survey that we ran in February that was tied to a private label launch of ours. Because we're constantly working with our merchant teams, the ones who are putting the products out there, so that we can say, what is it you're looking for from our customers? Essentially kind of conduct some ad hoc consumer research that we can then share back with them. And so, with these two surveys, we get in the thousands of responses, so it's more than worthy to pass back to those teams and then let them conduct whatever, do what they may. And then additionally, of course, as I say here at the last part, it's about us then taking this data, and our goal is down the road to take it and then make that curated content, whether it's blog articles from our blog, product recommendations in email, whatever it may be, whatever we can do to enhance how personalized we are making each Healthy Award member's experience. And so, speaking of personalization, nice little segue, here we have our loyalty shoebox. And before I continue, I'm sure there are many of you out there who are wondering, why is it called the shoebox? So, quite simply, if you look at the side of a shoebox, it has everything you need to know about that shoe, the brand, the size, the fit, and that's kind of what we were looking for when we launched this back in 2019. And of course, this was launched with the assistance of our friends at Movable Inc. And so looking at the shoebox, since we launched it in 2019, this has been one of the most clicked areas in our emails consistently year after year. And just to show you, just to step through what we have in the banner, it obviously shows tier status, their awards balance, their dynamic progress towards their next award and how many points they earn. And then lastly, we have this cute little trophy that will jingle if a customer does have an active award as a reminder. We saw great success when we first launched this, and the next question was, what else can we do with this very valuable piece of real estate? And then you have here another banner. We created a points expiration banner, where if a customer is close to losing their existing points balance because of inactivity, we try to give them a little push in email and utilize this space within the shoebox to do so. So now, looking at some of the other enhancements we've made in the shoebox since. We have our award expiration banner, which is targeted at shoppers who have an existing cashback award that is set to expire soon. And so that will then take precedence over other versions of the banner until that customer's award is either used or expired. Obviously, I hope it gets used. Next, we have our tier incentive banner. So this is something we use primarily in the fourth quarter of every year, where we're focused on getting customers to either maintain their tier status or potentially reach the next tier before the end of the calendar year. And so looking at this version, we had this is what we will use, because it's not quite Q4 2023 yet, for gold customers who have not yet maintained their tier status for another year. You know, it's all about how can we reach people at the crucial points in email, but also specifically with these banners, so that we're consistently showing them the most relevant thing we need to get them to take the actions we hope they'll take. And so now we look at some of the next steps here. And so the first two banners here, and a third that I did not include because it hasn't been created yet, is to obviously marry this program refresh we launched at the end of 2022 and the value of the shoebox. And so the hope is that we can start getting customers into this behavioral pattern, understanding it's a new month, there are new activities to be taken, there are points to be earned, there are cashback awards to be earned, you know? So the hope is that we do this where, and this should be launching soon, where we're focused on telling a customer, driving them to the reward center, getting them to take the activities. And then, of course, you know, the second banner here is more of a FOMO play, where it's don't miss out on these activities, they're leaving shortly, you know? And then another version, which we have yet to create, is then marrying a customer who's close to their next cashback award and the requisite points they need being available in the reward center right then and there. It's an obvious marriage between these two that we're hoping to make in the very near future, because personally I think that will make such a difference, and we'll see such great results from our members once we're able to connect 1 + 1 = 2. I think of an example recently, actually going back a couple months. We were on a call with some members of our private label team, and we were explaining the program refresh to them because they had yet to hear all about it, specifically from us. And one of our coworkers said, wait, so instead of spending $40 in store, I can just take these activities and earn those 40 points in like 2 minutes. And I almost fell out of my chair, yes, that is exactly the message we are trying to get across to all of our members. It is quite literally that easy to go and earn these points instead of having to spend that 30, 40, 50, however much it may be. And then in turn, we get the customer to understand the value of it, and then hopefully drive them back and make them feel the value of being a member of Healthy Awards. And lastly here, we have an abandoned cart banner that, as I'm looking at this, and I'm about to explain, so this works. If a customer leaves something in their banner, in their cart, they can then, we would then populate this banner to not only remind them, hey, don't forget about that product in your cart. Let's say it's creatine, which as I'm up here talking, I realized I meant to buy creatine yesterday and did not. So this banner would populate for me if we had it live. I'm gonna make sure I do that after. But the other nice thing about this is, not only does it drive people to their cart to then get them to shop, additionally, it tells them how many points they'd stand to earn on that purchase, and more specifically, how many points they'd earn based on their tier status. Let's say the product is $30. A bronze customer is going to earn 30 points on that purchase, but a silver or gold customer is going to earn more. I'm not going to do the math off the top of my head. Moving along now, another great campaign we power with our friends at Movable Inc. is our Healthy Awards Snapshot. And so this is a kind of quarterly send where we focus on a customer's, you see this across the loyalty landscape. It's focusing on a customer's key stats. In this case, we're focused on their tier progress in a given calendar year. We want to remind them how many points they earn per dollar spent, because despite the fact that we are consistently communicating that to customers, it can never hurt to do it a couple more times. Additionally, we highlight their points to their next cashback award, and specifically what that award amount is, and then their current total points balance. Additionally, on the right here, we have another version. So we have roughly 6 or 7 different versions with any given send. And the one on the right is for silver customers who have spent enough to lock in that silver status another year, but who are now working towards gold. And so, it's great that we got them to lock in that tier status. What can we now do to drive them into gold? And so we have this dynamic progress bar that populates how far away, that shows how far away a customer is from reaching that gold status based on their current annual spend. The rest of the email, again, it's very straightforward. It's pretty set. But I think one big thing I want to highlight when we do these communications and when we're talking about the shoebox is nowadays people are members of so many loyalty programs. I personally am too. I don't always shop, but given I work in the loyalty space, of course I'm joining tons of programs. We can't assume by any stretch that a vast majority of our customers are consistently keeping up with their status within the program. So it's up to us as the marketers to make sure we're reminding them constantly. And that's where the shoebox, now the reward center, now the Healthy Awards snapshot, and lastly, we have our year in review email that goes out at the beginning of each calendar year to recap a customer's previous year. So we have, again, we highlight their tier status, their annual spend required to reach the next tier, how many points they earn and when they join the program. Then additionally, we're showing them how many times they shopped, what their favorite brand was, how many points they earned, and most importantly, how many cashback awards they earned over the course of the year. Always trying to do what we can to remind people of the value they earned by being a member of Healthy Awards. And so, overall, this campaign is probably one of my favorites. And we see great open rates between this and the quarterly review, which leads us to show people do enjoy checking their stats, seeing where they are, understanding their progress within their tier. But I'd be remiss if I didn't also give a quick shout out to our very large retail audience. And so we do have a large set of customers who are primarily store shoppers. And then the question is, how do we reach them given they're not necessarily as active digitally? And so where that comes in is that we have a number of promotions, giveaways, whatever any number of things we do to try to make sure we're engaging with these customers regardless of the channel they normally shop in. So we'll do meet and greets with influencers from brands we work with. We'll do surprise and delight care packages to our top customers. We have giveaways. We have plenty of giveaways that go on throughout the year. Cashback award promotions, VIP events in store where we're driving people in the stores for free samples, giveaways, anything we can do to make people feel the value and feel like they're getting a genuinely curated and personalized experience from the program. And that about wraps it up. So thank you everyone for joining. I hope you enjoyed.